So joining us now from New York is John McLaughlin. He's been on the program before. He worked for Donald Trump's campaign in 20 polling. And I wanted to get your overall assessment in the last 3 weeks. Polling has cratered for President Biden. How do you see it?
Well, first of all, full disclosure, thanks, Bill. I worked for Trump from the 16 campaign through the present. So we publish monthly polls and Donald Trump, we've had him ahead in the popular vote, and we do likely voters. We don't do people who aren't going to vote. We don't do adults, and we call off real voter lists. We talk to real people. Trump has been ahead of Joe Biden in the popular vote since the minute Joe Biden surrendered Afghanistan. And in our last month's poll, Trump was ahead 48-43. Very similar to all these media polls. They've now caught up with us. And because maybe the media is, realizing that Donald Trump's going to beat Joe Biden, but we're, 11 months out.
All right, but let me just stop you there. So your polling indicates that Trump has a 5-point lead in the popular vote. Is that correct?
Correct.
But if I remember correctly, you were wrong about the 2020 Trump assessment. You had him ahead.
No. And you could see, it's on our website, McLaughlinonline.com. We had him losing the national popular vote, but we said it was going to be very close because it would be a battleground electoral vote play, just like 2016. We never had him ahead in the national popular vote until this cycle. And by the way, that sample that we built, because we do a sample based on the actual vote turnout from the last presidential election where you had 160 million people come out. And that samples matches the exit polls. The poll that we have Trump up 5, there's 4 points more Biden 2020 voters in there than Trump 2020 voters.
Okay, so I don't think there's any question that Biden is running behind Trump, even with all the massive government intrusion into Trump's legal capacity. He's still ahead. So most people aren't buying that at all. Now, the Democratic Party knows this. As the Wall Street Journal pointed out, 77% of Democrats, registered Democrats, want a challenger to Biden. So, presto, Joe Manchin pops up. Do you think he's going to run, and does he have any kind of shot whatsoever?
Well, he's talking about running on the no labels party line. And if he does, they ought to change it to the no shot party line, because we asked him 2 months ago as on the no labels party candidate. Trump was ahead 40 to Biden's 36, and Manchin got 6% of the vote. Cornel West got 2. Manchin was taking votes 5-4 from Biden. He's a Democrat. He's a liberal Democrat. He just looks moderate because the Democrat Party.
He doesn't look moderate, John. Everybody knows he's the furthest left president who's ever served at this point.
No, I'm talking about Joe.
That's gone. That facade that he's a moderate, gone. He's as far left as you could go. So you contend that Manchin has no shot if he raises these millions of dollars and gets in. Why? Why wouldn't he have a shot?
Well, first of all, I'll carry petitions for him because he's going to take mainly from Joe Biden because he's a Democrat. But the other shot is, Kennedy was getting more votes than him, and Kennedy still was taking more than Manchin. And Manchin, by the way, this weekend, the Harvard-Harris poll had a favorable, unfavorable on Manchin, 29 favorable, 31 unfavorable. That same poll had Donald Trump +7, 51-44. Trump's voters are the most intense. They're the most committed. They want to come out again because they look at the country and they say 70% is on the wrong track. 2/3 of the economy is going the wrong way. Where it's getting worse, not better. 2/3 on the economy, national security, crime, the border. The issues favor the Trump voters, and Joe Biden's responsible.
So Biden sees the same numbers as you do, not himself, but his people do. Manchin sees the numbers, and I don't know whether that would prevent him from getting in. RFK Jr. polling at what, about 10, 12%? Is that what you think where he is? Okay. So, but both RFK Jr. and Biden take from Trump, right? I'm sorry, from Biden. They take from Biden, right?
both Manchin, Kennedy, Cornel West, Jill Stein, they all take from Biden. They all make the more the merrier. Great.
Yeah, for you
Donald Trump.
guys, absolutely.
Yeah.
Trump should be out there saying great things about Joe. Come on, Joe, get in the race. That kind of thing. All right. Now, I have predicted, and I hold to this prediction, that Biden is not going to make it. He's not going to be on the ballot. That the convention in Chicago in the summer, the Democrats are going to go elsewhere. Do you concur?
Not until the mainstream media turns on Joe Biden.
They
with
won't.
This corruption.
They're not going to do it.
He could still be the nominee then, because the filing dates have gone by for New Hampshire. The filing dates for South Carolina, Super Tuesday days, going by. Biden,
but he's not going to get enough. He's not going to get enough delegates to walk in with it, I don't think, Biden, because it's soft. It's really soft.
But you got to beat somebody with an opponent. So you can't. Joe Biden right now, he's crushing Dean Phillips. He's crushing Marianne Williamson. Maybe in New Hampshire because he insulted them and took away their primary, and he's going to be a write-in candidate on the ballot. The University of New Hampshire still has him ahead as a write-in, but there's no delegates with the New Hampshire primary. So the first delegate race is South Carolina, and it's Joe Biden who's the Democrat there. So he's going to have the delegates. And he's
but my contention is that even if he squeaks it through on delegates, the party's going to come to him and say, we're going to lose. All right?
They're saying that.
Let's hand it over. You write a LBJ resignation, and we'll hand it over to somebody else. And if the Hunter Biden thing, if there's one more that links him into getting money from his son or brother as vice president, I can't see it. I just can't see it.
But think about it. When you talk about the most selfish president, the Democrats, they say what they don't like about him is he's too old. The voters who are voting against him say he's a crook and say he's too corrupt. With that amount of corruption, he doesn't want to let go of the Department of Justice, the FBI, the IRS, all that stuff. He's basically hoping that they can take the House back and kill these investigations. So right now he's all in for re-election to cover up his family's corruption. And when ABC, CNN, NBC, CBS, they start covering the Hunter Biden corruption and the family corruption, and Hunter, I think, is just a bag man for this guy. I mean, I think it was Joe and his brother James and the rest of the family that are finally getting subpoenaed.
Yeah, John, but you got to have something on that. The American people saw what happened to Trump. They don't want to duplicate it in the Biden thing. So these committees have got to come up. If you say Hunter was the bag man, you got to have some link into Joe Biden benefiting, and they may come up with it. They may very well. John, we really appreciate it. You're a good pollster. And if you see anything, please let us know right away, because this is going to be our main story for the next 11 months. So we really appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'll keep sending the same poll numbers to you. Hopefully they keep going in our direction. We got 56 days.
Happy Thanksgiving.